February 9th, 2004. A young woman's car crashes on a snowy rural road in New Hampshire. Within minutes, she vanishes. No blood, no signs of struggle, just gone. Despite searches, theories, and online detectives, no one has found a trace. For 20 years, this mystery has haunted the internet. This is the story of Maura Murray, the woman who vanished into thin air. Maura was 21, a nursing student at the University of Massachusetts Amherst. Smart, athletic. Her family described her as driven yet quiet. But behind that image was something unraveling. February 5th, just 4 days before Maura disappeared. She spoke to her sister Kathleen while on duty at her campus job. The conversation was emotional. Kathleen had just been released from rehab. Maura didn't say much, but something about that call really shook her. Later that night, her supervisor found her in a near trance, unable to speak. The next day, she emailed her professors claiming a family death. But there's no record of any family death. She began researching places in Vermont, specifically rental condos and directions to rural towns. She packed her dorm room into boxes, took down her posters, and printed out directions to a place in New Hampshire. It was as if she was leaving for good. And no one knew why. On February 9th, around 7 p.m., a local woman heard a loud thump outside her house. When she looked out her window, she saw a dark Saturn sedan smashed into a snowbank. Inside the car was a cracked windshield and deployed airbags, but no driver. Another neighbor, a school bus driver, pulled over. He asked Maura if she needed help. She told him she had already called AAA, but phone records show she hadn't. 10 minutes later, the police arrived. Maura was gone. Her keys, her debit card, her phone, all missing and never found. Footprints, none in the snow. Blood, none. The Saturn sat idling, its windshield cracked, airbags deployed. Inside, a box of wine spilled across the back seat, a rag stuffed into the tailpipe. Was she injured, running, or was someone else there that night? The search began almost immediately. State police, dogs, helicopters, everything was brought in. But no scent was ever found. The trail went cold almost instantly. Maura's father, Fred Murray, arrived that week. He was convinced someone had taken her. As the hours turned into days, the snow fell heavier. Volunteers gathered. Flyers were posted. Still no trace. Search dogs couldn't find a scent. Helicopters scanned the tree lines, but it was as if Maura had vanished into thin air. Her family searched back roads, questioned locals, begged for answers on national TV. The case was growing colder by the hour. Was it an abduction? Did she run? The theories started to multiply. No one knew where Maura went, But one thing was certain, something wasn't right on Route 112. There are three main theories about what happened to Maura. Some believe she staged the crash to escape her life. But Maura had made no long-term plans, no fake IDs, no large withdrawals. Theory 2, she was abducted. Some locals claim a suspicious vehicle was seen near the crash site. Theory 3, she died in the woods. But if that's true, why was nothing ever found? If she ran away, why leave behind her belongings, her textbooks, her phone charger, wine she never drank? And the car? It wasn't hidden. It was crashed in plain sight. Not how someone disappears without a trace. Then, the pickup truck. One neighbor said they saw it parked oddly near the crash site. The driver was never identified. Some say she got into a stranger's vehicle. Others think she was taken before help even arrived. And what about the woods? The snow was fresh. Search dogs picked up nothing. Even cadaver dogs, trained for the scent of death, found nothing. 20 years later, no body has ever been recovered. 3 theories, dozens of clues, but no answers. Just a missing girl and a road full of silence. While the media spun theories, while strangers online debated timelines, her family was doing something much harder, holding on to hope and taking action. Fred Murray, Maura's father, became the face of the search. He walked those cold woods himself, day after day, looking for any sign of her, refusing to give up. He knocked on doors, handed out thousands of flyers, and confronted law enforcement. He believed mistakes had been made and time had been wasted. Fred asked to see the car, to examine it himself, to look for anything the investigators might have missed. But he was denied. No explanation, no compromise. He's still haunted by what he wasn't allowed to see and what it could have revealed. When official efforts slowed, Maura's family refused to wait. They built a website, answered every tip, and created a growing network of strangers who cared. For them, silence wasn't an option. The internet became their search party. Even now, 2 decades later, her father still hopes every February he leaves the porch light on. Not because he expects her to walk through the door, but because he believes someone, somewhere, knows the truth. Maura Murray is still missing. No body, no confirmed sightings, no arrests. Just a 21-year-old woman who left behind a car, a mystery, and a hole in the hearts of everyone who loved her. Podcasts, message boards, and amateur detectives continue to dissect every detail. Some believe it was foul play. Others think she walked away from it all. But 20 years later, all we really have are questions. Some say the answers are hidden in a sealed police file. Others believe they lie in the forest, buried under ice and time. Either way, Maura didn't just vanish. Something happened, and someone knows. What matters most is this. Maura was not a mystery. She was a daughter, a friend, a bright, ambitious young woman with a full life ahead. And whatever happened to her, she deserves to be found. If you have any information about Maura Murray's disappearance, call the New Hampshire State Police. No tip is too small. No detail is meaningless. It's been 20 years. It's time for answers. We may never know what happened on that snow-covered road, but we can keep the question alive. We can keep saying her name, and maybe one day someone will finally speak.